that's 10 years ago.
Wow.
Shit.
All right.
Shit. Thanks.
You got like,
Thank you.
Cheers. Bomb. Cheers.
I like that you told it.
Is recording?
Yeah, you good.
Miami on the Rocks, Casey Chopz. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, MIA on the Rocks. Follow us on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Today's guest, we've been talking. I've known her for 10 years already. Time is flying. It's crazy. Angelina, what's up? How are you?
We're good, Casey.
Yo, we started off with the edit out. Don't worry. How are you?
I'm great.
How you
amazing.
been?
I'm amazing. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
We did our podcast like, what was it, 5 years ago with Jazzy and M.
Jazzy and M. That was a great duo. Like that vibe was hilarious.
Right?
You guys are hilarious together.
Yeah, we were wilding. I feel like we're ahead of our time with that shit.
For sure.
You know?
For sure.
If anyone wants to look up the No Filter podcast, throwback episodes with my homegirl, watch Jazzy. She's out of here. Living in LA. Shout out to Jazz. She's gonna come on too when she's in town. And shout out to M the Gem.
Shout out Jazz and M. And I've known them for 12 years.
Wow.
Yeah, they used to be they were models of mine in fashion shows and all type of modeling gigs. They were amazing, super professional.
For the people that don't know, Angelina has been moving and shaking in Miami for a minute. She's a businesswoman. She's a career woman, and when you have that type of stature, you're very valuable in this city because everyone, you know. How has that been for you, by the way? Like just being a woman in Miami, and you know, like you have to be shrewd. You know, you have to be firm. You know, because you're amongst men all the time, right? Absolutely.
I mean, it's been a wonderful experience. Definitely a lot of trials and tribulations and kind of learning how to move and groove in a male dominant industry. So definitely you have to be smarter, funnier, faster, sharper. You have to have more integrity. You have to be about your word. Just because if there's anything you slip on, that's it. They're like, see, this is why you don't work with women.
Right. And for the people listening, Angelina, I feel like, and you correct me if I'm wrong, you made your name in the scene when you first came up doing like fashion shows and stuff and things of that nature, correct?
Well, when I first moved here 12 years ago, I already had hospitality. I had music business experience from running a record label in Tampa with a small independent company. And I had hospitality and just, experience in nightlife. And then I moved to Miami and I landed a job at the Newport Beachside Hotel and Resort, which has Kitchen 305 inside.
I remember that. And what day was that you were doing?
I did every day. I worked in the office.
Oh, you programmed every single day?
I did the office. So I worked from 8:30 in the morning and I used to hold meetings all day long with promoters and DJs and corporate. And I used to do big, corporate events in our ballrooms. And then we had a restaurant downstairs, which was called Kitchen 305. It was dead. And I was like, this is a beautiful venue. Like, we should be doing
and
parties.
It's in Sunny Isles. There's nothing really popping in Sunny Isles.
No, it's definitely a destination location. So it's not like South Beach where you have a couple of options. It's like you're traveling there. And anyways, the owner of the hotel, he gave me a unlimited budget, which is like crazy.
Damn.
And he's like, just do what you got to do. Just get people here. So I did the whole programming for the restaurant because I had the restaurant background and I knew what was going to bring people through the door as far as all you can eat lobster or all you can eat crab legs. Like that's going to bring people in. And then I layered DJs, bands, and then I used to do, so it would be a dinner party and then all of a sudden at 10 p.m. I'd throw down a runway and just do.
And what year was that?
2009.
Yeah, because I used to go on dates there heavy. Yeah. Like that was the place to take your girl on a date. It had like a nice little like cabana couch vibe. You had like a DJ playing R&B. Like it was a sexy vibe.
It was a sexy vibe.
Damn.
And it was funny because I would wake up, I worked in the office all day and then I would stay at night for the events. So I was there from 8:30 in the morning until 2 in the morning, and I did that 5 days a week. And then on Saturday, I'd wake up because I had a pool party on Saturdays and Sundays outside on the pool deck, and I'm doing bikini contests and parties, and You know, so it was a grind, you know. And
so was that your beginnings in Miami?
Absolutely, yeah. I knew one person when I moved to Miami.
And so Newport Beach, Kitchen 305, I remember that. Damn, maybe that's where I met you at.
Probably just vibing because I did the Tuesday party for years, the bikini and lingerie contest. And that was the dinner party before. You remember Tuesday at Cameo, the
Lap Dance Tuesdays?
Yeah, so
classic. What do you mean? Classic.
So I would do the dinner party on Tuesdays, and then Wednesdays we did parties, Thursdays, just every day.
So how did it start doing, like, you know, Cameo in the fashion shows?
So after a year and a half, I, you know, was getting Kitchen 305 on the map and just getting it popping. And what I was doing was rotating DJs and models. So I was doing a fashion show probably 3-4 times a week at Kitchen, and then also ballrooms throughout the entire hotel, like real fashion show, like, you know, full production. And any DJ that was in Miami or coming in Miami, I would book them. Yeah, you know, just to get like their following to come in.
Yo, that was before like Instagram was a thing, right?
Oh yeah,
like before there was an Instagram model, you were still booking like real models at this time. Yo, what was the difference? Like, how do you find, like, what is the difference between?
It was word of mouth.
Yeah, right.
It was like, I know a hot girl. Hey,
she has pictures. Oh shit, she takes pictures.
And it was before editing. You know, you could edit on your phone.
Before Facetune, ladies, you have to, like, this is no Facetune tricks. We're up on it,
right?
But
so I was at Newport. You remember RJ, the general manager? Okay, so he came to Kitchen. He saw my fashion show, and I was getting approached by a lot of clubs in South Beach. They're like, "Look, you have to come and do what you're doing here at." I'm like, "Listen, I'm the director of this hotel. I can't just, you know, throw parties at another spot. It's not going to work that way." So RJ stepped to me and he was like, "Look, I'm going to pay you X amount of dollars." And it was more than what I was making a week at Newport.
What?
Listen, for one night.
That nightlife, it's like drug money. That shit is crazy.
And I was working 70, 80 hours at the hotel, which I'm super grateful for. And I'm blessed beyond, you know, anything. I'm grateful for my time there. So, you know, I had to do the work. I had to get my name out there and meet the contacts. So he was like, "Ange, ride." Yeah. So I gave my notice and I started my company with Play on Wednesdays.
Yeah. One day a week pays all the bills. That's crazy. See, that's the thing. People always hit you with like at least for DJs, and you want to be in the club when you're 40. Sometimes I'm like, I hope so, because that money is crazy. Like, to get paid that much money, and
you're having a good time.
Yeah, you're being social. There's music. People look good. You know what I mean? Like, I think the people that say that are stuck in cubicles, like 9 to 5. You know what I mean? Totally. And they're kind of like envious. Like, oh, you want to be 40 in the clubs? I hope so. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you started with that. You started the fashion shows. That's where you made your name, and then you kind of like, you know, what happened from there? Like,
so everyone still knew me from models, you know, from the fashion shows, from Kitchen, and DJs. So then I would get everybody from Miami, yo, I need models for this music video for Gucci or for Lil Wayne or this or Drake or this and that. So then I had to legit open up a talent agency, because I first launched as just like a events company and marketing, because that's my background. Right. And then I had to get a serious talent agency license and bonded and everything. And then I started procuring work for talent, and I brought, you know, the DJ I was managing, Nano, and then I had Black Tape Project. I did their first show at Kitchen, and then their second one I did at Play on a Wednesday. Wow. And no one knew who they were, and we got it popping.
So with the Black Tape Project, that was like that started.
Shout out Joel, Black Tape Project.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Like, did you start that? Like, were you part of the beginnings of that idea?
Yeah, I was his manager. Yeah. So he's always been a photographer. He's been in nightlife.
Let's explain it for the people that are listening. The Black Tape Project is something that started in Miami, safe to say?
Yes.
Started in Miami, and what they started to do is they started with duct tape, right? They would duct tape.
That would kill them if it was duct tape. It was black electrical tape.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's what not duct tape. Duct tape is the clear one. Like packaging tape? Yo, my bad. I got my tapes mixed up. Yeah. So they would take like the black electric. Yo, duct taping models is wild.
Would have ripped her nipple off.
Yeah, that would have been nuts. But anyway, they would take the black electrical tape and they would, take these models in almost like art. Like they would.
It was for sure art. So he was a photographer, and somebody showed me his photos when I was at Kitchen. I was still a director there. And I was like, what is this? This is insane.
You're taking naked models and you're just putting tape over them and cool.
No bra, no panties, just tape. Which is, if you look at it, it's so erotic looking. But to be honest, women wear less to the beach. You know what I mean? Yeah. They were a little thong on Miami. They could take their top off. So they're really more covered than, it's just so erotic and different.
Right.
So I did a show at Kitchen, and everybody there, I still have the videos and photos. Everybody freaked out. And then... what
was it like to ask girls to be naked and get taped up? Like how do you explain that?
Okay, I've always had that gift where I could just walk up to a girl and be like, "Baby, you're beautiful." I got this fashion show and I got 100.
Baby, you're beautiful. You see Trade's songs over there?
No,
I'm joking.
I'm sure he doesn't pay. I'm kidding. I kid. Yo, I love you, Trey.
He's got OnlyFans now.
I bet. Trey's awesome. I know him. He's good people. But no, and take it back to Kitchen, because you said you went with dates and that was a date night. I would wake up in the morning and I would have 10 girls saying, yeah, I'm gonna be there at the fashion show at night. And you have to have a lot of girls to have a successful, sexy fashion show or contest or lingerie. I used to do lingerie, bikini, and switch it off. So. I would get there and I would get all these text messages. Yo, I can't come. And I would have 3 girls, and I can't have a successful show that way. So I'd look around the room and I would see some badass girl eating or whatever, walk up to her and be like, babe, does your bra and panties match? And she's like,
huh? And
I swear it's true story. And I have people to back this story up. And your bra and panties match? And she's like, yeah, I think. Okay, yo, I have this fashion show.
Yo, if a guy asks that, bro, that's the thing women have. Women, if you're really into your business like Angelina is, you can get away with shit like that, without getting slapped.
It's just the way you speak to people, though. You can get people to do whatever you need them to do in business. It's the approach.
It's just tough for men because all women think men are creeps now.
1,000%. That's why it's really easy for me to work with women, because they know what time it is. Yeah. So I would say, yo, I'm going to pay you $150. I just need you for 20 minutes of your time and free drinks all night.
Sounds like Columbia prices, yo. That's great.
I don't know, Casey.
20 minutes,
tell me more.
I'm joking. Yo, we're joking.
So so fast forward, Black Tape Project blew up. We went around.
So basically, you would tape random girls like that? You would ask them 150, yo, just...
No, prices vary depending on the girl. There's high quality, girls with big followings. And then Instagram started in 2011.
Then the game got easy, right? You could start searching and seeing who...
Right, but still the search bar wasn't there. It was weird. Yeah. But I could look at least, find girls on IG. We were blessed, though, that so many girls were referred to us. I could just post something or send an email blast or text blast, I need girls for Black Tape, and boom, we would just get referred tons of girls. And Joel, the artist, he knows tons of girls just from being a photographer in Miami. So it just worked, and I'm super proud of him now, because have you seen the new tape and what he's doing with the metallic? And
I literally just looked him up on Instagram.
My God, it's gorgeous. And he's in
Dubai.
He moved to Dubai. I was with him 2 months ago. And I'm super proud of him, and he's got it popping, and he's got so much stuff coming out. And it's just great to see somebody that you were managing in the beginning of their career, and you see them come full circle. I love it.
With that same idea,
It's my favorite part of doing what I do.
That's what's up. Can you shout out people that you manage, because you manage and handle talent Miami A-list talent. Can you go through the people that
you definitely. Nano the DJ.
Shout out to DJ Nano, my brother.
I've been managing him for 12 years, 11 years, and brought him down from Tampa, got him a gig at Kitchen 305. No one knew who he was. Nobody was fucking with him. No promoters, no clubs, nobody. And it's so fulfilling and amazing to see what he's turned his brand into. And
100%. He came down here and got to work quick. Like
right
he
away.
fit in quickly. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it took a long time because when he first came down, when I first brought him down, he was super young, you know, and he wasn't from Miami, but he just always had a great personality. And then we got a booking in the Middle East that he had for 4 or 5 years, and that's what kind of solidified him as an international DJ.
Yeah.
People took him more seriously.
Yo, now I have a story for you, Ange.
Oh, man.
Yo, I'll never forget. Yo, Ange hits me up one day. I think you called me and you were like, yo, you want to move to Abu Dhabi for 6 months and DJ?
You said no.
I'm like, yo, fam, let me go think about that. Like, yo, you hit me like if it was like if I was going to Wynwood real quick to DJ. Like, yo, you want to move to Saudi Arabia real quick and DJ for 6 months and live there for 6 months? I was like, I'm gonna hit you back.
Yo, but listen, you know, you got.
That's why I fuck with you. Like, yo, looking back, I probably should have did it.
Listen,
Yeah.
you're gonna get 10 more opportunities like that in your life just because of the person you are, you know. So he went over there and we made amazing contacts. I started doing events out there, and then I was living between the Middle East and also England.
You were there for a minute, right? Like in the Middle East?
Yeah, I mean, he had a residency out there for almost 5 years, and then
you were there for.
I was bouncing back because I was
Got
living
you.
in England, and then
Got you.
I kind of was like trying to get my situation set up in London.
Right.
So it was like Miami, London, and Dubai.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like the Middle East.
Right.
And I mean, when I first went to Dubai with models, it was a legit booking. It was in 2000, like January 2012, and I went with like 3 of the hottest Miami models, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" And it was a legit nightclub booking. The club booked us.
It wasn't like the Prince I was trying to book. Yo, my sister got an email. Ange, I know you know these emails. She got the emails. It was like a PDF. They were like, yo, we're going to give you fucking $20,000. We're going to pay for your flight. We're going to give you $20,000 on the pull-up. We're going to give you another $4,000 to spend at the mall for fun. You're going to roll around with 3 security guards at all times, but we just got to pee on you.
Sounds mad shady. Sounds mad shady.
Yo, get peed on for all that? Just charge it to the game.
See, men are like, oh, I do it. And then they talk shit when girls do it.
Yeah.
No, but it was a legit nightclub booking. And I always say, I'm like, we were out there before it was cool to be in Dubai and flexing and this and that. We went out there freaking out.
Yeah, you were like ahead of like the Dubai wave.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we went out there and everybody thought we were nuts. They were like, oh my God, you're never going to come back. You're going to get kidnapped.
This is like during the war of Iraq and shit. Like, yo, isn't it? Like, I think it was, yo.
It was scary. I'm not gonna lie, it was scary, but we had a great time. We were treated super well, and then that's when Nano hadn't even gotten there yet. He went like months later, and then that's it. He was it was Bahrain, which is the Kingdom of Bahrain, which is an island right next to Saudi.
You went to a kingdom. That's crazy.
It's Kingdom of Bahrain, and but it's the second currency in the world. Like number 2.
Hit us with these facts, these Discovery Channel facts. And then somebody else, you know, a heavy hitter on your list is, I would say, Tonio Skits.
Tonio Skits.
You saw the video we did? I think, yo, you know,
hilarious. I had no idea you spoke Spanish.
I hope, yeah, randomly, right?
What do you mean randomly? Like you speak.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You're fluent.
I'm the level below fluent. I'm conversational, so I got a conversation, but I need to start writing more to be fluent. Yeah, I can converse. But yeah, because I moved to Colombia in 2016, and from 2016, I started taking Spanish classes for like 4 years, and I moved to Colombia for like 4 months. Like,
when did you go to Colombia?
When I quit Power, when I quit the radio.
Shut up.
Yeah, I quit the radio.
That's where you went. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I moved to Colombia. I was like, I'm gonna take Spanish classes because it was around 2014. I saw like the reggaeton coming back, like the Spanish music. I'm like, oh wait, this is different. And then
different vibe.
I quit Power. I never went to college. I never left Miami. I'm like, now I could leave. You know what I mean? And I was like, yo, I knew if the white boy spoke Spanish, it would be a superpower. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm trying to like figure out how I'm gonna just utilize it. But I ran into Tonio and I was like, Tony, listen to me. The white boy speaking Spanish, because I sent him a video. I have a video on Facebook with 10 million views.
Shut up.
On Facebook.
No way.
Yeah, so I sent it to him. He's like, I'm like, bro, we got to do a skit. He's like, all right, pull up with your Dominican boys. I brought up like 3 of my Dominican boys. Shout out to Adam and my boy Bodega Flea, DJ at Booby Trap. And bro, Tonio is so fucking talented.
Super talented.
Like I knew in front of the camera, right? But like we're there sitting and we record this skit. And by the way, I think I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna guess, but I think it's got to be in his top 3 or 5 most popular skits. I think 50 Cent reposted it. Only they reposted, but it got crazy reposts. But. Bro, he's like, come to the hotel. We're in the hotel. We're all standing around. He's like, all right, you stand there. You do this. You say this. Cameraman, you do this. Use the 65 lens. Use that. Like, he was like a genius. Like,
he is.
You know what I mean? Like, putting that shit together. Like,
he is. He's one of the hardest working people I know. Mm-hmm. He's up at 5 o'clock in the morning every day. And it doesn't matter if he's on East Coast, West Coast, wherever. He is up at 5 a.m. and he works all day long shooting, and then he edits until like 2-3 a.m. goes to sleep, probably like cat nap, wakes up, and he does it all over again.
Wow.
Super professional, super humble about it. And he's just, you know, he does everything. So he writes his storyboards, he writes scripts, he casts the locations, he can meet somebody. And exactly what you said, he could just figure it out on the fly.
Crazy. A
lot of people can't do that.
Yeah.
And then he kills it every single time. So I'm super, super happy about that. He's in Orlando right now, and he's actually working on his album.
Like music album.
Yeah.
Wow. Shout out to Tonio Skits.
Yeah, that's his background. So he sang, dance, everything. I mean, he's a super, super talented guy.
Dope. So you were in the Middle East for a minute. Did you freak out a little bit about like not knowing how to operate being a woman? Because you know what I mean? Like, did you have to wear crazy shit? Did you have to like learn the rules of like what you're allowed to do? It's like a different world.
Definitely. I mean, you have to be more appropriate and just overall on everything that you do. You know, you're in the middle of the Middle East. Right. You can't just jump on.
And at that time, it was like you said, it was before the Dubai got got globalized. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So.
And that's not, we were visiting and going to Dubai, but Bahrain is another country. It's an island. So think of like, you know, Miami's like Dubai, where it's flashy and crazy. And then like Bahrain's like Fort Lauderdale.
Got you.
You know?
Yeah.
So the countries that are out there, you know, you have Saudi, which is a dry country. You have, you know, Kuwait. So they don't drink, you know, and then they come to party in Bahrain on the weekends.
And don't drink?
No. It's like...
They just party in what? What do they do?
They leave the country because it's a bridge.
But they drink when they leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying is it's a dry country. They're not selling alcohol there. So people leave. What? And that's why they go to Dubai and they go to Lebanon or you know, all these different countries to party and have a good time. And then they go back home and work, you know?
Wow.
So one of the like a funny story is when I remember we had a sick Nano had a 7-day-a-week residency at the #1
7 days a week.
7 days a week. Wow. At the #1 nightclub in the country.
What time do their clubs close over there?
3. And then we had the Afties.
Oh.
And then the Afties, and then they have the Arab Afties.
That's the Afties after the Afties?
It's the Afties. So that's where like the shisha, everyone's smoking like 1 million cigarettes, and it's just...
That was before the hookah wave too.
No, I mean, hookah's been...
Over that's there, where, yes, but I'm saying before it got over here, you know, no one was smoking hookah in 2012.
There they call it shisha.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and here. So he had a 7-day residency, and he's... And he was out somewhere. So we had a retarded, you know, sick townhouse that the club gave us, and it was a hotel, and it was a nightclub in the hotel that gave us, you know, this spot. So I'm looking out and I see a little convenience store, and I'm like, it's not that far, you know, I could walk over there because I couldn't find our driver or whatever. And I'm like, it's fine, you know, I could walk there. And he's not there because he always told me, Ange, we got a driver. Don't ever go anywhere by yourself. So I go to walk out there. Can you see, like 5 minutes, I had like 10 cars pull up, like trying to kidnap me, like not kidnap me, but like doors open. Like it was scary. And that's when I realized like, oh, okay, you can't just walk around out here at night, you know, to the store. That's not happening out here, you know?
What did you do wrong?
Just walk. I was a woman and I was walking.
They try to kidnap you?
Not like kidnap you. Who knows what was happening, but they were pulling up. I don't know if they thought I was a hooker or whatever, but I'm walking down the street just to go to 2 blocks to the convenience store, and all these cars are pulling over, and that's when I was like feared for my life.
Were they like yelling at you?
They were like, get in the car, and I'm like, ah!
Oh shit!
And I was like, this is scary, and that's when I realized, wow, the United States is super safe. Like, we think it's crazy, but it's super safe.
Yeah.
You know, in comparison to other countries.
Yeah.
It blew my mind, but that's when a lot of things, you know, you come back to the United States, because, you know, I was traveling for a while. You come back to the United States and you're like, okay, it's, you know, it's crazy here, but it's safe.
Yeah. What makes you, because you've been to all these places, but what makes you stick to Miami?
I love it.
Right? Like you said, it's Middle East, London, LA, New York. Why Miami?
Everyone says it. Miami is a vibe. The weather, the women, the culture, the people coming here. There's so many people that, you know, everywhere around the world.
Italian, right?
Cuban and Italian. So when you tell someone, like, no matter where, you know, I've traveled and gone to Morocco with Tonio for gigs and stuff, and been over there, and I'm like, yeah, I'm from Miami. They're like, Miami. It's just, you know, when you think of Miami, you think of South Beach, and you just think
you know what I tell people? Like I said this the other day, I was like, I haven't even been, like, I've been places, but I haven't been around the world like that. And I could still tell you Miami's the best city in the world. That's how confident I am in telling anyone that Miami is the best city in the world.
100%.
And I was telling someone, I'm like, the aesthetic and the weather and all that is only half of it. The culture, because we're in a Caribbean melting pot. So you have, you know, Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Jamaicans, Haitians. You have all of that island culture in one city.
But not even that. Just like, I live near Sunny Isles. You have all the Russians, all the like, there's so many other, like, the Serbs that are in South Beach, like, you know, just so many different cultures that are coming here that aren't just, you know, the Middle East, the Arabs that I know that are out here, and just the Jewish, the Israelis. Yeah. You know, it's insane. And then, I mean, look what happened.
It's lively. It's like energy, you know, all the time.
And it's like 24/7. There's always something to do. There's always a restaurant popping, or just.
Okay, so now let's get deep. Let's get deep. Do you think that's good for us in the long run? Like, because sometimes I think this city, it's hard to have relationships because of the exact reasons why we love it. It's hard to have a relationship. You know, the nightlife, like, I love the nightlife, but should I be out till 4 a.m. every night? Should I be waking up at, you know, 11 or noon? You know what I mean? Like, is this good for me? Because I think about, like, what if I lived in the middle of fucking Tennessee or like New Jersey and had a normal life and you know what I mean? I love the vibrance and the energy of Miami, but I think about, damn, is this not good for me in the long run?
I just thought about that today, and I was like, man, should I, like, move more north, but just, like, commute to Miami for work? Because
like, you gonna go to Boca? You gonna be with
like,
there's a lot of money in Boca that we need to get in, because people aren't, trust me.
I know, I've done stuff up in Boca and events and stuff like that, but definitely, I mean, Miami is, listen, if you're looking to get into a serious relationship, I think that this city is very difficult.
Okay, now this is the next thing I say. Do we really blame it on the city?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure, right?
For sure. First of all,
because I can understand from a man, there's too many beautiful women. There's too many options.
1,000%. Right. That's exactly what I said today to my girlfriend. And so the Middle East is the opposite. There's so many men, and there's barely any women, and that's why it's like. And then here, men are brats. I'm sorry, because they feel like they have so many options and choices. So it's like, oh, you're acting like you're too high maintenance. I'll just talk to my 10 other girlfriends.
I said this on another podcast, but like I said, Instagram is like Uber Eats out here. Like, you could just like, oh, what do you do? Ange, I could hit up 10 DMs. Hey, what are you doing tonight? Like, a beautiful women, like, you know what I mean?
I bet, yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah, and it's getting worse.
What do you mean, like more beautiful women?
Okay, so in the last 20 years, right? You know, in the last 20, 15 years. 20 years ago, 15 years ago, if you were beautiful, you were beautiful. Right. Now, you could be like, and then look beautiful after fillers and surgeries and this and that. So it's like, how many more beautiful women are on the planet today versus
that aren't even really beautiful, but they can exaggerate it and make it.
They are beautiful. It is an exaggeration. It is, you know, listen, all power to any woman that is upgrading her looks. You know, men do a lot of weird stuff too to enhance their looks. See a lot of guys doing
as much as women. This isn't a conversation, Ange. What are we talking about?
I know it's not. It's not. But listen, I'm just saying that like 15 to even 10 years ago,
right?
There's no way as many, because I'm seeing on the internet and I'm going, where did all these beautiful women pop up from? These women didn't exist 10 to 15 years ago.
You know what I think is happening? I think the new younger women are beautiful, but I think what's different with technology now is that the old women are able to look younger. Mm-hmm. Like a 35 to 40-year-old can do a couple of modifications, whether it's surgery, whether it's a filter, whatever, and compete with these young 20-year-old chicks. Up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying.
There's just too many beautiful women.
Yeah.
No, but it's listen, I have a lot of great friends that are guys and clients that, you know, just from business and stuff, and they have a great time here. And you know, it used to be back in the day that, we're, you know, it's our bachelor party, we're gonna go to Vegas. No one goes to Vegas anymore.
I hate
Vegas too.
Once I found out about Colombia, I'll never go to Vegas.
Oh my
God. You spend Vegas money in Colombia, you'll live like a king. People feed you grapes and shit.
I know.
I'm going to Vegas for. I don't care.
You really stay in a relationship that way too.
Yeah.
Tell your girlfriend in the States you're going to Colombia for a week.
I'm fucking warped. It's a wrap for me. It's a wrap for my life. Like, this is just what I'm gonna be doing.
See, and this is what's happening. Is that
and it's crazy because I had a homegirl and she's from San Francisco, the Bay Area, right? And she's like, I showed her a picture of like a Miami chick. She's like, oh my God, she's got her cheek, like her ass out. I'm like, she's like, I would never do that. Like, I'm like, that's easy for you to say, because you're not in a tropical space where everyone's in a bikini. It's hot as shit. So like, women over here have the excuse to be like over erotic. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have the excuse to be in bikinis all day and put it on Instagram. Like, you get a pass because you're in Miami. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, it's brutal out here. The heat, you know, and it's crazy because, you know, for the most part, the women out here are Latina, so they're more voluptuous. And I noticed when I moved to England, I was like, oh, wow, the fashion's super crazy out here, completely different. You have to completely change your fashion over there. You can't wear your, you know, stretchy dress over there. Everything's more, you know, fashion. And so...
Damn, I want to get into fashion, but keep going.
Yeah, so I you know, and it was funny because I would talk to people and women in England and Europe, and they're like, the fashion is shit in Miami.
I was going to say this. I think people can't dress in Miami. What do you think? At all. Right?
You know.
Okay, but let me, because I've had this conversation before, but do you blame the people that can't dress, or do you blame the weather?
I blame the weather.
The lack of seasons.
Yeah. Okay, right? You try to be a woman walking in high heels, wearing, you know.
Because the way you get into your fashion bag is when you could layer up.
Exactly.
My problem is, I say in Miami, like, your fashion is your physique.
Right.
So you have to work. Like me, I just wear tees, fitted tees, work out, and that's it. Like, you know, that's why I say people in New York who got that fashion, these dudes be chubby as shit. Like, these dudes be out of shape because they're focused on, they got Balenciagas on though, and they look dull. Their fashion is on point, but
they're doing 3-piece suits. Isn't that? You try walking outside in a 3-piece suit from here to your car.
You're done.
Or to your mailbox. You're done. You know, it's brutal out here.
Over here in Miami, you take a shower. As soon as you take a shower, you start to sweat again. Once you go to your car, you're like, damn, do I need to take another shower? Or do I need... It's crazy.
I always say that Miami weather is like taking a shower and then putting on your clothes.
Yeah. You're just sticky and fucking crazy. So, what have you been up to, like, recently? Like,
so I signed 2 sisters. Those are the other 2 talent that we manage, Maria and Daniela Lagarda.
So your main thing is your talent agency.
Correct. Okay. Correct. So I no longer manage just, you know, models.
Right.
You know,
we got
glamour
DJ, shout
models.
out to Nano, you got Tonio.
Nano, Tonio, and these 2 sisters. So Daniela Lagarda, she's signed to Universal Music Group. And she just finished wrapping a television show that's going to be airing on Amazon Prime, and it's back, and it's also going to be on MTV. That's going to be launching in the next couple of months. Her sister Maria, she's a TV and film star, so she has done a few movies. She just did a television show where she had a reoccurring speaking role on Ambitions, and that was aired on the OWN network, which is the Oprah Winfrey network. And they're great content creators. They're originally from Colombia. Then they grew up in Atlanta, and then they moved to LA. So
yeah, I'm picturing a Colombian that grew up in Atlanta. That shit must be wild.
Well, actually, Atlanta is blowing up with the Latin community.
Really?
Yeah, stay tuned. And it's a huge hub.
Do they speak English with like a southern drawl? That's what I know.
No, they speak perfect, and they're from Colombia.
Right, but if you're around people from Atlanta, if you're from Colombia, and you leave Colombia and you move to Atlanta, the English you're gonna learn is like a southern English. You know what I'm saying?
No, not really. I mean, not really. It's not like, because it's Atlanta. It's not like Savannah or some of these other.
Got you. Because I saw a video of a Dominican that grew up in Britain. And you'd be Dominican when he spoke Spanish,
right?
But then you would listen to him speak English, and it'd be like, "Hello," like you're like, "Oh shit!" Like it's like it throws you off.
It's
like
awesome.
Yeah. So you added them to the lineup.
I added them. Tonio actually brought them on board. He knew them. He actually knew their brother who passed away. Rest in peace, Fab. So his anniversary is this Sunday, and they blew up. He was huge out in Colombia, and he had passed away. And then they blew up, and they needed help with social media, the marketing, and getting,
I was gonna say, what do you kind of do, like manage?
So I do all the management for their social media content, so all their brand deals, and then some appearances and stuff like that. And Maria has a acting manager.
Got you.
And then Daniela has her music manager that's in Colombia.
So you're dealing with like influencers and managing like their ads and campaigns and stuff like that.
That's where the money is.
I was gonna ask you. This is like a new thing. This is new to big clients, whether you're Honda or fucking whatever, whether you're Coca-Cola, like paying individual influencers and how much they're worth is according to followers is like a new thing. How do you navigate that? Like how do you?
A lot of trial and error. I mean, it's been years. When Tonio and I first started working with each other, he was doing social media. He blew up on Vine, and I knew what Vine was. I had Vine, but he was referred to me by another talent that I was managing prior to him, and he said, he was like, "Hey, Ange, I need your help, this and that," and I'm good, and he was phenomenal, and I was like, Tonio, I don't really know about what we're gonna do.
How to monetize the Instagram thing, right?
He was the beginning of that comedian content creator, because before it was like, okay, we're a model, buy this. He was like one of the first pioneers that was writing scripts and doing skits, Tonio Skits. So he was like, Ange, we're gonna get this back. Don't worry about it. I got this. And I was like, okay. And he blew up. He had like 100,000 followers here when I signed him. And this is like 6 years ago, around there. He went to California, and dude, within 6 months, he blew up like over 1 million. And then he had a video that went viral. It did like 22 million on Instagram and 26 million on Facebook.
Wow.
And then he just started, collaborating with the right people, Lele Pons and all these different influencers out in California, and just blew up. And he helped a lot of them because they were shooting all these skits in his apartment, and you saw how he is with the concepts, the ideas, and he was filming and doing all the editing and everything. So he's amazing at what he did, and it was a lot of trial and error. It was a lot of reaching out to brands and brands reaching out to us, and then just figuring it out along the way, and having to have that dialogue with every single client that I spoke to and say, listen, this is the new wave, guys. Like, it's gonna happen. And then since I have my agency, this is just the management division that I do, Tonio, Nano, and the two girls. That's our management. But we're still a talent agency. So I could procure work for you, right? And book you, not as your manager, but just as an agent. Right. I've done campaigns for the last, 5 years just social media marketing with other influencers globally. We have a roster of over 300 that we've worked with, and these are people from all around the world: Asia, Australia, Middle East, Europe.
Wow.
And we've done so many different campaigns and been blessed to really just, that's the avenue I've been focused on for the last, I would say 5-6 years, is social media marketing, not really doing the fashion shows and the models.
Right.
I've done things here and there.
Like events and shit. Yeah.
I threw my own event industry con and did, various stuff here and there. Hey, listen, if the budget's right and someone says, Angela, we got this budget.
Talk about it.
You know what I mean? Curate this event. I'm going to do it, and I can multitask, so we can do it. But
so what do you say to the influencer who wants to be maybe the next Tonio Skits, or the next, it's got a little following and they're trying to decide, is this the right time to monetize it? Like, is there a certain level you got to get to first? How do you approach a brand? Like, what do you say to like the up and coming guy?
Up and coming is, I say, try everything. If you just stick to one thing and it's not working.
As far as content?
Yeah, as far as content. Gotcha. So let's say like your thing is one style of content, like one style, whether it's a content creator, because you could be somebody who doesn't do skits or doesn't do, that just.
You could be a DJ.
Yeah.
Right?
Or anybody, or you just take photos and you're posting photos on your thing. It's just try different styles. What I would suggest is follow your favorite 10 people, 20 people. Not that you're copying, but you're getting inspiration from them and you're learning from them. I never say to steal or copy anyone's style. I've had people try to do that, what I do, and I just think it's corny. Right. So just, see what they do and then just like create your own thing.
Oh, there's a lot of little Casey Chopz out here DJing in this city, charging $100 in a hookah. I'm going to address you guys soon. Just find out what you're going to get me for Father's Day. Anyway.
I had a copycat years ago. It's crazy. She went to Dream was one of our clients. We were booking models for them like nightly, and she had this like little agency thing. It wasn't legit. It wasn't a licensed talent agency. We were a licensed talent agency, and I was booking talent, but then they would hire me to come and host as well. So I would pull up with like 10, 20 girls, and then I would book models. So this chick, we're not going to name no names.
Yeah, no names.
So she pulled up and she straight up had a meeting with them and said, they were like, yeah, but why were we going to hire you? We work with Angelina. She's like, I could do what Angelina does and I'll do it cheaper. And they called me and they're like, yo, this bitch just told us. And I'm like, wow. So I've had a lot of those, but shout out to those people because they keep us motivated. Yeah. Keep us on our toes. Damn. But like back to talent, I would just say to keep it consistent. Don't get so caught up on how many likes you have and just listen. It takes a lot of time. It didn't happen overnight for Tonio, Nano, KC, me, the girls. It was just a lot of work. So write your content every day. It takes
years,
years. But you know what? TikTok's blowing up so fast right now. So it's like you'll see this younger generation of TikTokers, they'll get on and blow up within like 2 months. And I'm like, how did that happen? They have like 20 million followers and they're not doing anything. They're doing a dance.
A 7-second.
That's it. And God bless them. I'm not downing them.
Yeah, but then I think about you're only getting a glimpse of them. Would people come to see a show from them? Like Tonio, I think he could sell shows. I will go to see Tonio because I know there's more substance thrown in my face from him.
Sure.
But a little TikTok video, like I'm gonna forget about you. You're disposable to me. You know what I'm saying?
But they're not looking to do shows. They're looking for the big brands. That's where they're making 50
just
to 100.
Put their brands in their videos.
Listen, big brands pay big dollars. So
just for views.
Just for views. Wow. So you'll get, let's say, a huge brand, McDonald's. McDonald's will say, look, we need you to do this video. Here's $100,000. They don't care about doing a show.
Yeah, that's true.
And by the way, Tonio has done live events. He's done tons of live events. He actually hosted HBO Latino, a comedy show on there. 2 episodes and he nailed it. And I flew out to be at the actual show, and I'm sitting there and I'm his manager. And I'm like, wow, you did that? Like you really killed it. And it's crazy. But yeah, just do your own thing and to reach out to brands. Keep it simple in your reach out. keep it like a small synopsis of who you are, what you're trying to accomplish. But in that email, you also want to pitch what you could do for them.
Exactly. Bro, that's crazy you said that. I always say networking is about what you can give.
100%. If somebody, you met somebody and within the first 10 minutes, they're talking about themselves and who they are and how many...
They're name dropping and shit.
You're like zoning out.
Yeah.
But it's like... when you converse with people, it's like, okay, this is what I do humbly. And then like, but what do you do? Like, how can I help you? Like, how
be inquisitive, like, about how you can.
100%.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, and you got this food blog. I looked on your IG. I was like, 2 Hungry Cubans. And I'm like, yo, I clicked this shit. And I'm like, yo. What is it though? Is it just like, are you a super foodie?
I'm a super, okay, so I cook and then I cook and I worked in hospitality. So I worked in restaurants since I was 14. So wash dishes, that was my first gig. And so I was always around food, and then I ran catering companies. So,
and you're Italian and Cuban, like what are we talking about?
Like lasagna and freaking
like food,
panini.
Facts. That's a wild combo.
Yeah. So I love now that, I waited on tables for years, and I like being on the other side of the table. So I love going out to eat, enjoying different cuisines, and I'm pretty picky with my food. And then instead of dropping all that crap on my personal page, my homegirl and I were like, let's just start.
I post every meal. This doesn't make sense.
And my friend and I were like, let's just, she has 5 million followers on her freaking Instagram. So I was like, dude, we're going to blow up. Yeah. So I did. And then I was consistent with it. And then I was like busy with work, but I just started back up. But you know what? Because I have that page, I eat at a lot of places for free.
What? Talk your shit.
Swear.
All right. So now I have to ask you a question and take all your political connects out of this. What are your personal top 3 favorite restaurants in Miami?
Top 3. Okay. I mean, do they have to be fancy or like?
No. Okay. It could be Chipotle. Okay.
El Tiesto, man. They're one of my favorite.
El Tiesto?
Yes.
Yeah, the Dominican Japanese.
The Dominican
crazy
sushi spot.
Shout out to Jersey Puff. I'm going to get him on the
Puff
podcast.
Is the man in Wilkins.
Yeah.
Like, I love them. I love the vibe. Shout out. They're so
That's
supportive.
a crazy combo, right? Like you're eating mango with like fucking like sushi rolls. It doesn't like...
It makes perfect sense.
It does, but when you first think about it, you're like, wait, and then you see the plates and you're like, oh shit. Like,
and like, where else are you gonna have like the loudest DJ in the world? It's like, in the middle of the day, like 7 p.m. and they got a DJ like you're in the club, and then you got hookah and blown in your face. You're doing shots and you're eating like sushi. It's the vibe.
Okay, so that's restaurant number 1. What are the other
Restaurant number 1. I would say definitely Carpaccio. I've been there like 3 times this week.
Damn. Wait, what is that?
Carpaccio. It's in Bal Harbor.
Bal Harbor. Is it Italian?
It's Italian, but it's like legit Italian food. Yeah. Fire food.
Yo, what do you get? Because what do you get when you go to a legit Italian spot?
Well, lately I'm trying.
Because to me, Italian food is all the same.
I know, but no, not really.
Just packaged differently.
It's packaged differently, but there's, when people think Italian, they think just like pasta. It's I'm trying to chill on the carbs right now. Keto.
How do you do that with Italian?
Exactly. So, but they have we have a lot of fish. We have a lot of seafood. So you could do, tons of seafood with, your sides and stuff. And if you're going to do pasta, I mean, they have actual carpaccio and stuff, and they have great salads. I do this seafood salad there. That's bananas.
Wow.
So I'd say there. And then Navico.
What is that?
Navico was my favorite restaurant when I lived in London, and it's fire in London. They have an Italian restaurant downstairs. It's ran by Russians, owned by Russians.
What kind of food is Navico?
It's sushi.
Oh.
And then upstairs is sushi. So
best sushi you had in your life?
In London, yeah.
Okay.
In London. So they opened up one here, and they're super good to us, when I go there and everything.
And
shout out Navico.
Shout out to them. And you can cook?
And I can cook.
Yeah? Okay, so give me who's like your dream celebrity guy? Give me if you had to cook for him, a meal for him, right? Think of, what's his name? Think of someone that you have to cook for, like a random celebrity.
Okay, well, what type of celebrity? like a OG celebrity, or just like,
damn, we're getting into like the age and shit. Okay.
No, not like OG that way. I'm just saying, like, why? Like, I'm cooking for him on a date, or just because I totally respect him.
Let's say give me a celebrity, just throw one out that you find attractive.
Oh, what's the guy that did the 365? The Italian guy. His name just like escaped, right? You don't know the Italian guy.
Ryan, do you know?
365. I don't even know what that
It's every woman listening to this is like, ah!
Oh, they're like screaming at their car right now.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's fire. Yeah.
Everything foreign. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll skip him. Who else?
Okay, but whatever. What would you cook for him?
Oh, I know who else. Tom Hardy.
Okay, what would you cook for Tom Hardy?
Tom Hardy, I would cook him so many dishes.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta pick one to go to if you're gonna impress. What are you cooking?
Oh, if I'm gonna impress.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not even Italian. Just I would do some fish, some seafood. Some salmon.
Wow.
He's like, what?
So cooking, is that something you do? Like you cook? Have you cooked for men like that? Is that something you like?
In the past, I think now you have to be pretty. Like,
you gotta earn it.
You gotta earn that. You gotta earn that. It's very therapeutic for me, so I cook every single day for myself. But I love cooking for my friends. All my friends listening are like, that's right, because I cook for all of my friends. I cook for Nano's ass all the time and his friends, and but for a guy, he's gonna have to earn that. Yeah. Is
it rough dating out here? Like,
oh my God.
I would imagine that you intimidate men.
Is
that the case?
Yeah. It's so weird. I don't know why. I'm so like, I'm not intimidating.
Oh, now you're gonna be all nice.
No, I'm not. Why? No. I'm not though. Be honest, Casey. You've known me a long time.
I mean, I don't get intimidated by women, but I could see women that are overly assertive, like women that are hustlers.
Right.
There's only a couple of them in the city I could mention. Like I would probably put Yes Jules, and I would probably
Shout out Yes Jules.
You have people like, I don't know, Simply Jet. Like there's women that are bosses that like get to their hustle, and get to their grind. That assertiveness can intimidate men sometimes when they can't match that assertiveness. It's like that assertiveness. So you have to find someone that matches you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really hard because men talk a tough game, and then when they get with
damn, is it just all men are fuckboys? That's what it seems like. It's like
I don't know. Listen, the whole time I've lived in Miami, I've had to import.
Oh, what do you import from, Ange?
Just import.
Like internationally import, or
I've internationally imported before, and then I've exported myself. Yeah, for and it was one serious relationship. It wasn't like
I mean, I feel like I want to import women too. I'm not with these American chicks. I don't like
it. Listen, I don't want to date someone. I've never wanted to date someone that worked in the club, and I've been working in the club since I was 17. And I knew then I don't want to be with somebody who likes the club. Right. I want to.
Do you think he would like his girl to be in the club?
Well, I'm not in the club anymore.
Maybe I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. You make different boss moves now. You do it from your phone, and you work from your computer now.
It's tough though, but are you good at turning that switch on as far as like being a like, if the situation presents itself, are you good at being assertive, right, with business? Then when you get home from work, you're able to be submissive and turn that switch off.
1,000%. Yeah. People that know me well. Like my friends, I'm goofy, and I'm like clowning all the time, and and I'm fun, and I'm the same way with men. And I am, it depends on, I know when I meet men, I have that, and I'm fine with that. I'd rather have that stance, and men have to and be who I am, and but men have to like work hard to be able to, if you're just like out there, you're gonna get disrespected.
Because you know what it is, a woman like you is gonna challenge the man. A woman like you is gonna, which men need to be challenged. I always say one of the most important qualities I'm looking for in a woman is someone who can challenge me. Right. And that's the only thing that's gonna lift me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, but a lot of men, you know what I mean, like. Yeah, they're intimidated.
It's weird.
Do you blame the city though? Yeah, me too. Even on the guy's side, yeah, it's tough.
Listen, I have guy friends, I have talent, that I talk to, and they're like, it's just crazy out here, that girls will just, girls are just degrading themselves online, and then they degrade themselves, and women that have or hold themselves of value.
Okay, let me ask you, Ange, in your eyes, what is degrading yourself on social media or online?
Okay, so I think everybody, I don't have a problem with girls doing what they're doing, but listen, when you are just, your legs are spread open, you could be cute. And
what's the line is I'm asking you, because I think
to be honest, your legs are wide open, and it's a money shot right there.
Okay.
You could still be super sexy, ladies, super sexy. I mean, just take it like there's
like these chicks are being super. Oh, yo, they're pulling their pants up so they're showing their whole camel toe. Like they're trying to like push the limits, and then now you have OnlyFans, and it's almost like degrading yourself is looked at as like women empowerment now, kind of.
And
So what's the line? I'm asking is because it seems blurred.
It is blurred. It's hard to say. You know why? Because I would be a hypocrite to say, oh, this, that. I'm there liking it and like,
I need to book you. Like, let's get this money.
I'm not booking, girls like that anymore, but I'm, liking their stuff, and I'm telling them like, girl, you look great, because she looks great and she looks hot. So I'm like, and I'm supporting her. But then, if she turns around, she's like, I can't ever find a man. I'm the type of woman, if I had that one-on-one conversation with her, I would pull her aside like an old sis and say, look, babe, you're beautiful regardless if you do X, Y, and Z. And I get you're trying to get this money, but you could also maybe just tweak this type of tone it down, keep it sexy, but just tweak it so that they're not coming at you crazy and disrespectful, and your DMs are crazy, or you're getting disrespected out in public. I get approached a lot for people, hey, do this, and it's like, before I post something, I'm like, I'm a businesswoman, like, are they gonna, I've taken stuff down because I've thought about it and been like, no, that's just too like curvaceous, and I don't even show my body like that, but girls just there is a fine line, and it's
almost like you got to pick. When you have to pick, do you want to get this bag, this easy money? You could do that and go that route and just go push the envelope, or
you're gonna get the money.
Right, you're definitely gonna get the money, but are you gonna get the man? Are you gonna get the family? Are you gonna get the real?
It's crazy though. Look at it. It's 2021. I know. Listen, 80% of the girls that are doing all this content are single moms. So, but listen, they're already moms. You don't have to have a man to have a family. Unfortunately, back then, listen, 20, 30 years ago, our moms.
Wait, then what is what
I'm implying is that women are having children, right? Because as a woman, you have a time limit. Like, you have to have kids by a certain age. Right. So otherwise, women would be chilled out and relaxing, and they would get their bag in their 20s and 30s, and then like 40s and 50s and 60s, while they're toning it down, they would start a family. They can't do that. Right. So they have to hurry up and do it all at the same time and get their bag in. You know what I mean? Listen, 20, 30 years ago, it was different. You met a man, you guys got together, you tried to have a family. There was a family unit in the home. You had a family. You try to keep it together.
There were gender roles.
Correct. Right. And then now, it's crazy because I see a lot of men. I saw actually on this show, and that's how I commented it on this show, where you're like, yo, should we be going 50-50? And we had that little dialogue
on the
back
rent. Yeah. 50-50.
And I was like, listen, it's never 50-50 for a woman, ever. I
agree. If that's the arrangement, if you're going 50-50 with a woman, the woman's always going to get the burden. You might agree to it up front, but shit is going to fall on the woman all the time. Like,
yeah, 100%. I mean, regardless, she's the one carrying the child. I know it's like, oh, so what? But listen, it's 9 months and she's going through it. And then she's the mom. If something happens, who does everyone look at? The mom. So that's,
a lot of these women are single moms, like you said, 80% of them, and they're beautiful. Is it that the men aren't shit, or is it that the women are picking the wrong men and they can't help but pick the wrong men because that's who they want to have a kid with?
I think that in our generation, right? Our dads, that's when we started to see the decline in fathers staying home. You know, prior to us, like our parents and grandparents, more families stayed together. So our fathers, right, our generation, that's when the decline and fathers started to go. So I think that women then had to kick into this role of being the, you know, father, mother in the household and start doing these dual roles, working 2-3 jobs. And then our generation grew up watching that. So now myself, along with women my age and younger, are now like, we can do it anyways. Because now men are accustomed of going, she got it.
Exactly. And among that, as the women got more strong, it made the men weaker.
Weaker. That's what I'm saying. Like, exactly. Perfect point. Women became stronger and head of the household in more homes around the world, and definitely in the country. I would say in the country household than men did. You know, and it's crazy because, you know, I'm a product of a divorced family. My mom raised 3 kids single by herself. She was an entrepreneur. She was a boss. That's how I learned, you know, to be an independent, strong entrepreneur mindset and work hard my whole life from 14 and up. So I watched that role. And she's happily married now for like 27 years. And now she's got a family unit. You know, it's different.
So is it just finding the right guy?
Yeah.
It's the selection, right?
Okay, so you have...
Because women will women will select a man that is not good for her.
I know.
And everyone around her can, like, you know what I mean? And now you have a whole kid with this person. You had everyone around you telling you that this dude was not good. You were going to end up in this situation. Now you're in this situation. Why? Is it?
Because the good men are taken. They're all taken.
No, but this is the problem.
They're all taken.
Yeah.
They're all taken.
Or the good men, the men of high value, have a gazillion women in their DM. It's like the devil is in your face at all times. Like,
if you have a lot of money, I have guy friends that are loaded, good looking guys.
Fuck money. You could have status. I have a good amount of money, but I'm in a relationship and I have, not now, but when I have women in my DM. Women. It's like when a man gets in a relationship, he has more women in his DM. That's just like
100%. God, it's so weird. It's so weird.
Tough.
And it's like, I saw this meme and it was saying like, you know, a couple was trying to be together and in behind the guy was like these women trying to grab the guy and behind the girl was like the guy with the credit card, the car, the ring. So it's like them throwing the money and then this one's like the sex. So it's like, it's on both ends because...
And before in our parents' generation, it was a couple of things hitting you that way, but now with social media, like you're getting it all the time.
It's crazy.
You're getting poked all the time. Like,
yeah. That's why when I settled down, you know, like settle down married, I'll turn my shit off. I don't care. Like I'll turn my gram off. I'll leave my company one on. And it's like when you meet a person and they have, you know, 26 followers, you're like, really? This is perfect. Like, where'd you come from, you know?
But do women want that? Or do women want the guy with a lot of followers and has status? And you know
some
what I mean?
Women,
like,
I think there's women that are into that. Like I've lived in Miami 12 years. I've never dated an athlete here. I've never dated a rapper.
A guy with a blue check.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's probably better.
I like it low key.
Right.
You know,
like a regular guy,
like a totally regular
who's
person,
not seeking attention, who doesn't have to be in the public.
I love that. Yeah.
I feel like you only represent like half of women though, because a lot of women want the guy who all the women want.
You think so? Yeah. I mean, in this industry, the girls that you know, because those are the girls that are trying to get famous. The girls that go out to the club and they're on social media. Those are the ones that want to be famous. Regular girls don't.
So back to that topic, how do you feel about the rent thing, like paying 50-50 with a guy on rent? Like,
I did that years ago. And you know what? It was fine when I was younger. But I bring so much to the table now. And I think that it depends on the circumstances. You know, I think that if a guy's really struggling, he can't provide it. Like, and the woman can work. She shouldn't just sit her ass at home.
But then I'm of the belief if that's the scenario, then the relationship is going to suffer because a woman can't be a woman amongst.
If
I
she's
experience
having
this personally.
kids,
A woman can't be a woman around a man who's can't lift his own bootstraps. You know what I'm saying?
nobody said that man can't. Let's just say, like, it's COVID, for instance.
Or like if he took a hit, like
if he took a hit, or just, you know what I mean? Like, he's listen, the economy is gonna do some weird stuff in the next few years, so who knows what's gonna happen. But I think that if they're in a situation where, you know, they're having kids,
got you.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's a full-time job for her. So if they're gonna have kids and he wants her home and he wants to take her off the market and she's, you know what I mean? Like, he's got to hold her down, because I've been in a relationship before where somebody was like, I got us.
Right.
Don't worry about it. You know, I got us. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Right.
You know, so it just depends on the situation. But I feel like there's men now that are expecting it, and they're going, oh, okay, so yeah, you're going to bring home the bacon and you're gonna go food shopping and you're gonna take care of the kid.
Yeah, a lot of men will like. I'm of the belief that the man should hold down the crib and pay the bills.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's a provider.
But a lot of men will come at me for that.
I know.
Like, and say, yo, why can't she eat half and half, everything 50-50? You can do that, but then things get complicated within the relationship.
Because if she wants to do something, you're treating her like a roommate.
Exactly.
Right?
Not like your woman, not like your submissive woman. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying, is those roles got all blurry and weird because women became tougher and stronger. Mm-hmm. We shot ourselves in the foot, women, to be honest. Yeah. It was great. The women empowerment, I'm super proud and happy about it.
Right.
But I've been in that situation. I talk to women that are, you know, my age or younger, and I'm like, listen, you don't have to be like, oh, I got this. Mm-hmm. Like, chill out.
Yeah.
You're a woman. If somebody wants to do something good for you and nice for you or take care of you, accept it.
They're so scared though. Like, it's almost looked at like this is the problem. Women are afraid to be feminine right now because they look at femininity like weakness. Because when they were feminine with a guy, they got their heart broken. They got hurt. Mm-hmm. So now they put on a shield. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And
not every girl, though.
Right.
There's a lot of chicks in Miami or around the world that refuse to work. Mm-hmm. And they're like, what? Like, if you fucking with me, you paying all the bills, honey.
Yeah.
And then there's guys that are like, yes, that's what I want.
Yeah.
And I've always been like, wow, why can't I be like that?
Yeah,
you know, why can't it be like, you know, and just chill? But I just feel like I would get bored.
Right.
You know, so it's different. Like, different strokes, different folks.
Yeah. Like, I'm of the belief, like, say you put two different scenarios, right? You have a scenario where I make 120,000 and you make 120,000. And we could both work and collectively make, you know, whatever, 340,000 or whatever the failed algebra 2. Was that right?
No, 240.
240. All right, whatever. We make double that, whatever. I'm of the belief that I would rather make 120,000 and you don't work and the household just makes 120,000. We don't make all that other extra money, but we just make that. You play your role. You handle the crib, handle the kids. If we have kids, I'm going to make sure everything's taken care of. We might live in a smaller house.
Yeah.
We might not drive a popping car. You know what I'm saying? But I think our relationship will function more healthy that way. Right. In my opinion.
But there's also men. I mean, are you opposed to, like, because there's also men that they do like I have a friend that her and her husband, they like work together. They have a company. It's a catering company. And he does like stuff around the house and he'll pick up the kids and go do this. He's not, you know, he'll clean the dishes. Maybe he'll go out and grill and stuff. So it's like a team effort. And then she's like doing this, and it's like, I'd love that, you know?
As long as a man, it comes down to one thing. As long as my wife is not coming home stressed. Right. That's all it comes down to. If she can, if I'm running a business and she wants to do administrative stuff at the crib and send emails and take care of the kids and make sure the crib is good and you could breathe easy and you're not stressed, then I'm with that. Yes. You know what I'm saying? But the women and the children should not be stressed. Like, you know, no one agrees with us though.
I know. I mean, it's just,
you know.
It's weird out here.
And in my opinion, this is why I'm fucked up, because if I feel like I'm not ready to be able to take on that big responsibility that I believe the man should, then I shouldn't be in a relationship.
Don't think like that.
Yeah, I mean,
you know why? Because you could meet an amazing person that is doing her own little thing, right? And she's like, doing her own little thing. And then you guys are kind of like building, and she's doing all that admin. And maybe she's like a genius at marketing or something. And she's like, hey, babe, like I figured out all this stuff so I could like reach out and do all this stuff.
Right.
And you're like, wow. And then, she's not stressed out because she likes it. That's exciting to her, right? And she's still taking care of the home.
She's contributing as long as she's not in the trenches. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's all I care about.
Agree. Agree. But you just said, if I can't feel like I can take that role on, why am I going to be in a relationship? But don't shut that opportunity out, because you'll turn around and be 45 years old and you've missed all these great opportunities with probably amazing women that maybe you didn't even see the opportunity to even do that.
I mean, if we get like deep with our therapy talk, the thing is that I grew up watching my mom be the breadwinner and my dad take advantage of it, right, and fall back. He brought other things to the relationship and was always a good father. You know what I'm saying? And didn't lack in that regard. Fixed things around the crib. You know what I mean? Like, but I watched my mom stress trying to take care of the kids, trying to bring the, you know what I mean, and it stresses the kids out. And a woman can't be a wife to her husband if she's stressed out, feeling like she's got the burden on her shoulders. Yeah, because then we look at the man like, you're not being the provider, and they get turned off. They get turned off. And then the opposite too. Men get turned off by the women being too aggressive. Like, make your man feel like a king. You gotta find a way to like balance. Yeah, because if she feels like she's acting like the man, and then he comes home and he's like, I'm not the king, and she's like, no, bitch, like, I'm the king. Woman empowerment. Like, fuck y'all. Like, fuck men. Like, that's the trend right now, and I'm scared to death. I'm scared. Like, in these young women, like they got it even worse. Okay, these young women are more warped. I interviewed two 22-year-olds that are beautiful, but like, and they're super warped. Like, tell me, what is it like for a DJ, right? A DJ, poppin' DJ out here in Miami and in the dating scene. I mean, I know from Nano's side. I want to know from your end, like, how's that going? Well, it depends what I'm genuinely looking for. Like, I'm trying to have kids. Like, sometimes I say I'm ready to be a father more than I'm ready to be a husband, which is a problem. But the problem is that there's so many options. What it comes down to, like, I have to delete Instagram because I have temptation in my face at all times. Like, it's tough. And I haven't found the thing is with me is that I need to stop. Okay, every DJ in the scene wants the bad one, wants the bad bitch. Like, everyone, it's like you're driving a Ferrari. You know what I'm saying? And I've had that most of the time, but there's no depth. Like, I'm looking for depth, and I don't know. I'm a Scorpio. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but I need like a different type of depth, like a different type of connection, and I haven't found it yet. It's very hard to find. So I set the bar very high because my single life is great. Like I said, there's temptation everywhere, and I get rhythm. Thank God, from what I do, and but it's hard to just focus on one woman. I want to focus on one woman and buy a bigger crib and sell this, get a bigger crib, move her in, you're good to go. But I don't want to play myself either, because it's got to be a type of, we have to have a type of conversation that establishes depth. Like, what do you mean depth? Like, you guys can like talk about aliens and politics and stuff. Like, one is wit and sense of humor. Like, we got to be able to like break up. We got to be able to like burst in laughter and crying and laughter like together. Like, if that doesn't happen, like, I'm tired of carrying I'm tired of performing in my relationship. I'm tired of being a comedian in all senses, sexual, everything. Like, I'm tired of being on a date and being the guy. I want to crack a joke, and then I want you to crack a joke, and like, oh shit, you made my joke way funnier. Like, because you know what I mean? Yeah. That's hard to find, because these chicks are airheads, Ange. Like, these chicks are airheads in Miami. They're so beautiful, but they're airheads. I know. That's why I need a chick from up north. I said I need to fuck with a New York chick. So you're gonna import. I did that. We'll go to the gym. We'll get you right. And you're quicker. You're smarter. Like, you're faster. It's a lot slower. Or you could be the guy who imports from Colombia or DR or third world country, because not even because of like the look, but the women are more into the family gender roles over there. You could import a Colombian and she understands like that role of taking care of the crib, and you can't tell that to an American girl right now. Like, it's hard. You can't.
Yeah. Well, I feel like a lot of them, you know, here in Miami, a lot live with their parents at such a young, old, you know, like at a later age. I mean, I moved out at 18, like the week I turned 18. So when you move out, right, and you're on your own, you have to learn how to survive, right? I bought a house at 21 by myself. So I had a mortgage, and it was like real life stuff. And then I talked to girls that are like 29, 30, and they're still living at home with their parents. And I'm like, babe, like, you got to get out there. So how are you going to learn how to run a household with your man? How are you going to do that? I mean, your parents have been taking care of everything right now. You're going to go out on your own, and you're going to make it happen regardless. But still, I mean, you have to be able to have some type of conversation with men, you know.
I went on a date with a 29-year-old that I've been wanting to go on a date with for like 3-4 years, and I finally went on a date with her, and she's beautiful. Like, so we're on the date, and you know, the topic came up of like, yo, what are you trying to work on? Like, what are some personal things you're trying to work on? And she goes, yeah, you know, I'm just trying to pay my bills on time. I'm like, yo, fuck why me, God? Like, yo, you see what I get? Like, I get the beautiful woman who's a 10, got mad followers on IG, and she's 29 years old. Like you said, you're paying your mortgage at 21. This girl's 29, and her goal is to pay her bills on time. Like, yeah, you know, like if it was like a personality trait, like me, I'm trying to work on being less impulsive. I'm trying to be more organized. She's trying to figure out how to pay her bills on time.
Trying to pay her T-Mobile bill on time.
But her Instagram is lit. She knows how to take pictures, but that's all these girls know how to do.
I know. They know how to edit. It's so funny. It's so crazy. Tell me another crazy date, please. Damn,
you're gonna hit me on therapy?
Please.
A crazy date. Damn.
Like one where you were legit had to text somebody and you're like, oh my God, you're never gonna believe this.
No, I've never done that. I've had disaster dates, and I'll even pay the bill, but I just know like I'm never talking to you again.
Catfish. I know you've been catfish. Are you? You're probably the type of guy that does like no appointment FaceTime to make sure that she's who she says she is.
This is the thing. There's two levels for me. Either I want you or I really want you, and I've been wanting you. So if I just want you, I'll invite you to the club. Come DJ, you know, and I'll try to make my move. But if I really want you, I'm trying to take you out on a date, a one-on-one, and that's very rare. That doesn't happen a lot. Most chicks are, let's just go to the club.
Okay, so you kind of filter them out at the club.
No. I filter them out on how much I want you, like how much my lust is. But
we're talking about catfish. Have you been catfish?
No, because I would never go, maybe catfish at a club. Yeah, like come to the club in a group setting. Oh, you don't look as good as your pictures, whatever. I'm gonna, you don't
look like 375 likes in a minute.
Yeah, you definitely like have all your pictures like with your arms above your waist. Now you could Facetune your waist and make it skinnier. Like I know all the tricks, dog. Like, yo, fam, like yo. But
he's slaughtering you, girl.
I know all the tricks, but now I'm good at watching. I don't trust any picture against a blank wall. If you're at a blank wall, nope. And if every IG pic is caked up, everything is caked up. Like just let your.
I want to see a busy background.
Yeah, and just take the makeup off for one picture. Like show us you're a little bit real.
Yeah.
Like, you know. All right, enough about me. What about you, Ange? Tell us one of your disaster dates.
Oh man, no.
You have one where
I do. Oh my God.
You go on blind dates, or how do you?
That's so weird you said it. That's so weird you said it. I've only been on one blind date in my life. My girlfriend set me up years ago, and she's like, "Yo, he's just like, you know, he's a boss. He runs a couple of businesses, this and that." I'm like, "Oh, it's amazing," and he sent me, you know, the roses that last a year.
Before you even went on the date?
Yeah. Ooh. So I was like, okay, that's cool. You know, that's cute. That's a little aggressive, but that's cute.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm categorizing that. I might categorize that as a red flag, but whatever.
Okay, so I pull up to the restaurant, and when I walk in, it's an Italian restaurant. When I walk in, the bar's right there, and like right when I open the door, I see everyone like turn around and look, and I'm like, what's going on? I'm in the right spot. And then I see him, and he's like standing by the bar, and he's like, So I was like, oh, hey, what's up? And I was like, oh, wow, he's totally bald. Okay, so I walk up towards him.
What was he? Was he Hatfish? Because I'm Hatfish.
No, he was totally different. Mm-hmm. Okay, so when I get up there, Hatfish. So when I get like the crowd kind of like parts ways, like the Dead Sea.
Oh, like Moses and shit.
Yeah, like Moses, and when I like parts, he's on a medical scooter. And I was like, what's going on? So like when I'm walking up towards him, I look down and he's like,
what? Yo, I hope you were never friends with your homegirl again. Like, she did that on purpose, or did she not know?
Yo, so I look over at him and I'm like, I see his face, and he's like, hey, and I like look down, and he's got the scooter with the like his knee bent and his leg back, and I see like he's got a cast from his knee all the way down to his foot.
Oh, so he just was injured at the time.
Yeah, but I was like, bro, take a freaking break while you're injured. Like, I've been injured on crutches. Like, I'm not out dating while I'm on crutches. Yeah. Like, take a break, bro. Like, start back up right when you're like healed.
Did he like come up to you?
So like I walk up and I'm like, I hate hurting people's feelings. I don't like when people like, they feel like embarrassed. So I walked up, I'm like, what a cool bike. Oh, let me drive it. And he's like, and he was like, hey, yeah, I got injured. And I was like, oh, no problem, bro. In my mind, I'm like, I'm never going to see him again. And then he, I was like, oh, I'll be right back. So I turn around and I go into like boss manager mode. I'm like, hey, can we get it? He's like, oh, I got this. And he like got on a scooter. He's like, I'm so sorry if you're listening to this.
How long? Yo, Scooter Dave is listening to this shit.
So then we go to dinner. Like, we had to go through the whole restaurant. It's a busy, like, well-known restaurant. So I'm like,
excuse me, pardon me, excuse me.
Excuse me. And he's like on this scooter and everyone's looking.
Was he attractive on the scooter, or the scooter just killed it?
The scooter killed it, bro. I don't care if you're Maluma. Yeah. Like, it just is like, what is up, bro? Stay home. Uber Eats, bruh. So I'm like, oh my God. So the whole time we're eating and I'm just like, and then I totally forgot about the scooter. And then afterwards, like he strolls out to the parking lot. I walk out there. I'm about to get in my car. And then he like lunges in to like give me a kiss and like a
from the scooter.
Yeah. And I'm like, bro, back up. Like, you're honest. First of all, you pulled up to a blind date with a freaking medical scooter. Like, what's up with you, man? Are you on meds?
Yeah, he was probably on meds.
He was on meds.
Now you just reminded me of a story that I have. Just in that same vein, I'm DJing at the Clevelander, right? And people on the dance floor, and it's like kind of low key. And I'm watching this girl for like 2 hours. She's so beautiful and dancing my type. I'm DJing. I'm like, damn, this girl's so bad. And I'm like, yo, I think this girl's Dominican. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit the bachata, and then I'm gonna go down and try to dance with her. If I would get caught, I'm getting fired, like from the Clevelander. Yes, but she was that bad. I was like, fuck, I risked my job, whatever. So I play the bachata and I go down. I've been looking at this girl for 2 hours already. Like, she's bad as shit. So I play the bachata. I go down to dance with her. I go, let's dance. She's like, let's dance. She grabs my arm and she had a straight nub, but she doesn't have a hand. And I was looking at her for 3 hours and didn't realize she didn't have a hand.
You weren't looking at her hands.
So I grab one hand and then she gives me the next hand and it's straight nub. And I'm like,
two of them?
No, just one no hand. So I'm like, I'm grabbing nub, like I'm
no, and you didn't know what it was right away.
Right, I feel I'm like, it doesn't have a hand, like, and I can't not dance with her. So I'm like dancing bachata with a chick with one hand, grabbing like her nub and shit, like doing bachata moves. And I'm like, yo, I'm about to get fired. Like, let me go back.
I gotta go.
Yeah,
Nub eat. No way, bro.
It's nuts.
Damn, I'll give you a hand.
Yo. I'm here with Angelina. Angelina 305 is IG.
Yes.
You have any other social media outlets? Are you on TikTok yet? We're too old for TikTok. We can't have a TikTok.
I have a TikTok, but it's like...
That's another thing, Ange. These girls, these 25-year-olds, like, let's say 25 and down, they're so beautiful, but they're dancing on TikTok. I'm like, Ma, I can't take you serious. You're out here doing fucking little dances and shit on TikTok.
First of all, can you even do one?
What do you mean?
Do you have a TikTok move?
No.
You don't know any of the moves?
No, I don't know.
Me either.
That shit. But these girls
I
do.
like watching it, but I just can't.
No, I can't. I'm afraid to go on TikTok. Yo, I actually like curved my Instagram for a different addiction now. Now, like I would check Instagram like 50 times a day, like crazy, like addicted. I don't want to talk about screen time. Like,
wow.
Have you looked at your screen time?
Yeah, I actually put an alert.
Really?
Yeah, I have a limit
on certain
now.
apps. I used to do that.
I have one on Instagram. I have a limit.
What's your limit?
An hour.
Really?
Well, because I go on there to do a lot of social media stuff, and
don't feel bad. My shit was 3 hours, and I was going above that. Like,
there's people that I know. There's people that do 5 to 7. Look, I drop all my dope memes. Okay, I'm a meme master. So I drop all my memes, and then I do a lot of social media stuff, looking up brands and stuff like that.
Right, so it's work.
Yeah, it's work related, but you get caught up on
it's so easy to get distracted.
Oh
you can do some shit like, let me go to Instagram, and now you're scrolling like,
and then you're sitting there like, what am I doing? So you have to put a limit on everything. So what's your new thing? What's your new vice?
Robinhood.
What's up, man?
Invest, like, I mean, I've been doing it for a minute now, like since the pandemic, but I check Robinhood like a crackhead.
You stayed on Robinhood after everything that happened?
Like I'm in a group chat with like 20 of my boys, like from Yale, and like popping it, and a lot of them left. Yeah, I'm still on it. Like
I'm still on it too, but I'm trying to transition to
the thing is, it takes like 5 days for your shit to transfer, so you got to sit out for like 5 days, you know.
Mm-hmm. I just didn't like the move they pulled.
What are you fucking with now? Like, what's your vibe with the investing?
As far as what I'm invested in,
you buy stocks, or you do options, or like, what are you?
Yeah, I have stocks right now. I'm learning how to do like contracts and everything. And shit, yeah. And
be careful with that. That's where I fucked up.
Why?
Because when I first started, right when the pandemic, like maybe 2 months after March, when the crash happened, I got into it. I wish I would have got into it at that time. Oh my God,
the 18th. On the 18th.
Yeah, damn, you got the date. Yeah, it would have been a different game for me. But I got into it like 2 months after that, and I was buying stocks and shit. And I started doing options. And I woke up one day where my option was up like $2,000, and I put like $300 on it. I'm like, oh shit. So I got cocky and thought I figured it out. And I started doing mad options, and I got burned crazy, burn. So
but that's fine, because you understand it. You only learn it when you get burned.
That's a fact.
You'll never comprehend that move ever if you don't, you know?
That's true.
Are you on Yahoo Finance?
No.
Download that today.
My boys put in the group chat like certain relevant things.
It's just dope, because even like your candlestick that you're looking at and everything, it's easier to read on Yahoo than it is to read on Robinhood. Number one. Number two, just the news feed that comes through, and the like I went into some other stocks from just the news feed, and it's just the information that's coming in. And
so what has your strategy been like since what did you get into it like around the same time as me, like during
I started getting into it slowly, like just throughout COVID and stuff. I mean, I was trying to be safe with my savings during COVID, because you're like, and I have, some other obligations that I had to make sure were secure before I just started throwing money into the stock market. And then it just started, I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna, throw my shit into it. But I kick my ass every single day. My boy was trying to get me into Bitcoin and Ethereum years ago. Bitcoin, actually, when I was in Bahrain, was the first time that I was introduced to freaking Bitcoin, and it was like $700, and I was like, wow. They were trying to explain it to me. I'm like, this sounds crazy. Like,
and now it makes perfect sense, right?
Now it makes sense. Yeah. And then even years after that, and the crazy thing is the guy that was talking to me in Bahrain in the Middle East, it was 700 something then, and he's like, I'm a multimillionaire. Like, I went in when it was a couple $, and he was a multimillionaire
at that time.
Yes.
What?
And then my other friend tried to get me to come in 2016 when it was still like $1,200-1,500, and I was like, oh, it's still scary, I don't know. And then he's like, all right, well, look, if you feel scared to get in at 15, then at least so anyways, he was like, you'll get into the Ethereum. And I was like, and then it's just like you blink, you turn around, and it's like $39,000.
Yeah,
like,
I could have just made
what?
Yeah. So are you in the crypto? You doing the crypto shit heavy?
Doing crypto now, yeah. But
okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Well, Ange, I appreciate you coming through.
I loved
Angelina
it. It's always
305. You know what we gotta do lunch because I talked to you earlier. I wanna, get you involved in a different capacity, like because this is growing crazy and
bro, I have so much faith in you. That's what.
Thank you.
You think I would
Thank you.
come
Likewise,
here on my
by the
Friday night to Fort Lauderdale to your house?
Thank you.
If I didn't feel like whatever you're doing is like, look, I'm not just saying this for because I'm on film, but like honestly, I've worked in Miami for 12 years, and I've seen a lot of DJs come and go, and he's like, get this on tape.
Wow.
It died.
It didn't die because it's plugged in though.